Hi, I'm rickdior, and today we're going to do part 4 of my rock drumming series, and this is going to be open hi-hats. So this is kind of a, I want to say mystery, but sort of a important subject that a lot of drummers, I feel, get wrong. And when I start teaching someone, a lot of times I'll ask them to play for me, and I'll watch them, and inevitably they'll play what is, in my opinion, the hi-hat wrong. So they'll open it too much when they open it like this, instead of just slightly like this. And they won't hit the hi-hat hard enough to get a good reaction out of both cymbals. So in other words, they might just play with the tip like this. Now that might work great for some 1960s things, but anything modern needs more power. You got to play both ways, obviously, be able to get any kind of sound. But normally you're going to want both of these cymbals to be hitting each other like that. Now these are big, powerful, old A 15-inch cymbals, which is my choice for playing this music. And they have a big, fat sound, especially when you open them. So the object is to get both those cymbals reacting, and the only way to do that is to use the shaft of your stick on the cymbals and play pretty hard, like an accent, when you do those opens. Now also, the foot is not coming far off the pedal, the hi-hat pedal, at all. I'm basically just releasing tension like this. Okay, so most of that open action actually happens with the stick and not the foot. You're just slightly raising up your foot. Now I play with my heel on the hi-hat. Sometimes when I'm playing over here, I'll open it up and dance on it. So that gives me a little more action with my my closed sound. But normally when I'm playing, I'm just going to have my heel relaxed on that pedal, and that's important as well. Again, I always preach this, relaxation is the key to everything. Your whole body needs to be relaxed. So we're going to start, as we have with all these videos, with the Realistic Rock book, Carmine's book, and we're going to start on page 33. This is going to be part 8 in that book, and then we'll go to my book for some more advanced stuff. So this isn't a very big section, this open hi-hat thing. Later on it gets into 16ths. We'll do that in a separate video. So a good tempo for these, once you have them learned, is 114. We'll do it at 114. We'll do each one time and go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, those last two were kind of a disco thing. All right, now so hopefully you noticed how I'm hitting that hi-hat with the shaft of my stick. All the other notes are also played with the shaft, but sometimes I'm doing a little bit of shading like this. So tip, shaft, that kind of thing, just for a little variance in sound. All right, so now we go to the slightly syncopated ones. We turn the page, and these are, there's 6 of these, or 5 of these, sorry. These are relatively simple. Like I said, later on I'm going to get into some more intense stuff from my book. So we'll play these again one time through. Same tempo, 114. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, use the shaft, and these are much funkier because they're displaced, syncopated, as in the last video. All right, so now we go on to this exercise. It's tricky to read this because it's hard to see these opens. You know, sometimes I'll mark them with a highlighter, if that's something you can do to make it easy. So we'll do this at the same tempo, 114. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's it for that little section in this book. So now we'll go to my book, and we'll get a little more complicated here. So if you turn to page 7, we have these rhythms that we've looked at so many times on this channel. So one thing I like to do is, with these rhythm pages, and you can use lots of different books for these kinds of rhythms, but these are single note patterns to one note. They're not groupings of 2 or 3 notes. And we're going to basically play the groove, and the notes that are written are going to be the bass drum. So the groove is just this, once again. All right, we're going to slow the metronome down, and I'll do this slow for you. Let's say 96. All right, and what's going to happen is we're going to improvise. We're going to play some of these notes, most notably the 16th notes, with the hi-hat. All right, now when you do that, you've got to double up. So in other words, it goes like this. So the note before the 16th is going to have 2 notes. All right, so let's just play the first line for you, and then I'll play more, and then we'll discuss it. And we're going to put this on 16ths. Because you are playing 16th, we want to subdivide as always. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you see there I caught all the 16ths, and in this case I'm lifting up my foot quicker or higher, so it is quicker. Instead of just keeping the heel on the pedal, I'm actually lifting my whole foot. So hopefully you can see that. So now we'll do it a little faster, and we'll also open some of the other notes here. Okay, we'll open some of the eighths. We'll just kind of mix it up, and see how far I can get before I mess up. We'll do this quick. We'll do this like 104. 1, 2, 3. That was a little bit improvised, some of the rhythms, but you get the idea, okay? So every time you do it, should be a little bit different. That's a great exercise for being able to put hi-hat notes anywhere. Of course, that helps you read charts, catch short figures. The hi-hat's one of the great short sounds on the kit, along with a rim shot, a cymbal choke, and of course, a snare drum. All right, so very, very useful. Finally, you can go to the back of the book. See if we can find it here. It's on page 122. And this is more like kind of a Roy Haynes, Tony Williams thing where you're playing these opens in different places. So if you see these rhythms here on the page, and we're going to slow it down a little. Let's say 97 or something. Put it on 16ths, and you're going to play some of these only with the hand now. So whenever the left hand plays, the right hand's going to do opens. So. All right, so let's try that. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and you can switch it around so you're doing this. Again, the great jazz drummer Roy Haynes, that was one of his favorite solo devices. I just love it. Okay? So those pages, 122, 123, where you're doing this. You know, you're catching everything with the right hand on the snare drum and the left hand on the hi-hat, or you can switch. So open-handed or the other way. You can also do the bass drum. Okay, so, you know, the hi-hat is probably the most expressive instrument on the drum set. You can do so many different things with it. Worth working on all this. So I hope you enjoyed this, and next time we'll go to hi-hat 16ths, which is a pretty large topic. That'll be a long video. So I'll just play a little for you, and we'll call it a day.